Om Namo Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayanti Nashtaprayesha Vadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam Bhavati Uttam Shloke Bhavati Naishtiki. So continuing with the discussion on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 22nd, the process of devotional service. Text 132 onwards. Nama Sankirtanam Shriman Mathura Mandale Sthiti. One should congregationally chant the holy name of the Lord and reside in Vrindavan. Srila Narottam Das Thakur has sung Shri Gaur Mandala Bhumi Jeba Jane Chintamani Tar Hai Braj Bhumi Vas. One who understands the transcendental nature of Navadvip and its surrounding area, where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu enacted his pastimes, resides always in Vrindavan. So one who understands the transcendental nature of Navadvip, he resides always in Vrindavan, because they are not different from each other. Similarly, living in Jagannath Puri is as good as living in Vrindavan. The conclusion is that Navadvip Dham, Jagannath Puri Dham and Vrindavan Dham are identical. However, if one goes to Mathura Mandal Bhumi for sense gratification or to make a livelihood, he commits an offense and is condemned. Whosoever does so must be penalized in the next life by becoming a hog or monkey in Vrindavan Dham. After taking on such a body, the offender is liberated in the next life. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur remarks that residing in Vrindavan with a view to enjoy sense gratification surely leads a so-called devotee to a lower species. Wow, very heavy. So, one who goes to Mathura Mandal Bhumi for sense gratification or to make a livelihood. Livelihood means for Brajvasis, yes, they are from Braj, they live there, they have to work to make the money. It is not for people from outside. Not just like there was a doctor from Calcutta, and he wanted to buy a piece of land in Navadvip Dham to open a charitable hospital. And I don't know, either Gaur Kishore Das Babaji, I think it is Gaur Kishore Das Babaji. When he heard that, he said, does this doctor even know what is Navadvip Dham? He's thinking of coming here to conduct some business. Does he even know? He can't even buy one speck of dust of Navadvip Dham with all the money he has. See, Dham, we have to understand. What is Dham? Dham is Krishna's home. If he allows us, or Radharani is considered Vrindavaneshwari, she is a mistress of Vrindavan. If she allows to even purchase a piece of land in Vrindavan, it's not that we are somebody very rich who can buy some piece of land in Vrindavan. It's only by their mercy. And they have allowed. Only it means we can go there and do our bhajan. Nothing else. It should not be considered for sense gratification or to make money over there. Of course, we try to find some loophole that whatever money I make here, I'll donate 10%, 20%, or whatever percentage of it. But it's a consciousness that counts. Are we going there to make money? Or if by chance we made some money, then we donate something or everything, whatever. That's a different story. But the purpose should be, I'm going there to serve, to do my bhajan. That's it. Very heavy. Prabhupada is very heavy. Duru Duruhadbhut virya asmin. Shraddha dure astu panchake. Yatra swa alpo api sambandha. Sadhyam bhav janmane. The power of these five principles is very wonderful and difficult to understand. So, five principles for um, association of devotees, chanting of holy names, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, residing in Mathura or Vrindavan, and fifth was slipping my mind. Worship the deity with faith and veneration. These are the five main principles. So this verse, the power of these five principles is very easy, very wonderful and difficult to understand. Even without faith in them, a person who is offenseless can awaken his dormant love of Krishna simply by being a little connected with them. So this is also in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Ek anga sadhikya hai sadhu bahu anga, nishtha haile upajaye preme retarank. When one is firmly fixed in devotional service, whether he executes one or many processes of devotional service, the waves of love of Godhead will awaken. So the 9 processes of devotional service are Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. So 1, 2, or many or all of these, the waves, when somebody executes this properly, the waves of love of Godhead will awaken, that's for sure. Eka ange siddhi paila bahu bhaktagan, ambarishadi bhaktera bahu angasata. There are many devotees who execute only one of the 9 processes of devotion service. Nonetheless, they get ultimate success. Devotees like Maharaj Amrish execute all 9 items and they also get ultimate success. Shri Vishnu Shravane Parikshit Abhavad Vyasaki Kirtane Prahlada Smarane Tadangri Bhajane Lakshmi Prithu Pujane Akrura Swabhi Vandane Kapi Patir Dasya Ath Sakhya Arjuna Sarva Swatma Nivedane Balir Abhut Krishna Aptir Esham. Maharaj Parikshit attained the highest perfection, shelter at Lord Krishna's lotus feet, simply by hearing about Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu. Shukdev Goswami attained perfection simply by reciting Srimad Bhagavatam. Prahlad Maharaj attained perfection by remembering the Lord. The goddess of fortune attained perfection by massaging the transcendental legs of Mahavishnu. Maharaj Prithu attained perfection by worshipping the deity, and Akrura attained perfection by offering prayers unto the Lord. Vajrangji, Hanumanji attained perfection by rendering service to Lord Ramchandra, and Arjun attained perfection simply by being Krishna's friend. Bali Maharaj attained perfection by dedicating everything to the lotus feet of Lord. So this is also in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So how Amrish Maharaj attained perfection by performing all the limbs of devotion service. Savvai manah Krishna vadara vindayo vachansi vaikuntha gunanu varanane karav harer mandir marjanadishu shutim chakara chuta satakathodaya mukundalingale darshane drisho tadvritya gatra sparshe anga sangamam grihanam chatad pada saroja sorabe Shrimat Tulasaya Rasanam Tadarpite. पादो हरे क्षेत्र पदानुसर्पणे शिरो ऋषिकेश पदाभिवंदने कामं च दास्य न तु काम काम्यया यथा उत्तम श्लोक जनाश्रया. Maharaj Amrish always engaged his mind at the lotus feet of Krishna. His words in describing the spiritual world and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. His hands in cleansing and washing the Lord's temple. His ears in hearing topics about the Supreme Lord. His eyes in seeing the deity of Lord Krishna in the temple. His body in embracing Vaishnavas or touching the lotus feet. His nostrils in smelling the aroma of the tulsi leaves offered to Krishna's lotus feet. His tongue in tasting food offered to Krishna. His legs in going to places of pilgrimage like Vrindavan and Mathura, or to the Lord's temple. His head in touching the lotus feet of the Lord and offering him obeisances, and his desires in serving the Lord faithfully. In this way, Maharaj Amrish engaged his senses in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. As a result, he awakened his dormant loving propensity for the Lord's service. See, he used everything in the service of the Lord. From mind to all his senses, everything. And see, he used his body in embracing Vaishnavas or touching their lotus feet. So simple. Kam tyaji Krishna bhaje shastra agya mani devarishi pitra dikher kabu nahe rini. If a person gives up all material desires and completely engages in the transcendental loving service of Krishna, as enjoined in the revealed scriptures, he is never indebted to the demigods, sages, or forefathers. See, Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krita means just by serving Krishna, by worshipping Krishna, everyone is satisfied. All the works are done. As Mahaprabhu is saying, he's never indebted to the demigods, sages, or forefathers. After birth, every man is indebted in so many ways. He is indebted to the demigods for their supplying necessities like air, light, and water. When one takes advantage of the Vedic literatures, one becomes indebted to great sages like Vyasadeva, Narad, Deval, and Asit. When one takes birth in a particular family, he becomes indebted to his forefathers. We are even indebted to common living entities like cows from whom we take milk. Because we accept service from so many animals, we become indebted. And also, going further, we are indebted to Mother Earth for giving us so many things for us to live by. However, if one is completely engaged in the Lord's devotional service, he is absolved of all the debts. This is confirmed in the following verse, quoted from Srimad Bhagavatam. Devarshi bhutapta nirnam pitrinam na kinkaro nayam rini charaja. Sarvatmana ya sharam sharanyam gato mukundam parihritya kartam. One who has given up all material duties and taken full shelter at the lotus feet of Mukunda, who gives shelter to all, is not indebted to the demigods, great sages, ordinary living beings, relatives, friends, mankind, or even his forefathers who have passed away. Because he has taken full shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna. It is said, Adhyapanam Brahma Yagya Pitri Yagya Stutarpanam. Homo Devo Balir Bhauto Nri Yagyo Atithi Pujana. By offering oblations with ghee, one satisfies the demigods. By studying the Vedas, one performs Brahma Yagya, which satisfies the great sages. By offering oblations of water before one's forefathers, one performs Pitri Yagya. By offering tribute, one performs Bhut Yagya. By properly receiving guests, one performs Ndri Yagya. These are the 5 yagyas that liquidate the 5 kinds of indebtedness. Indebtedness to the demigods, great sages, forefathers, living entities, and common men. Therefore, one has to perform these 5 kinds of yagyas. But when one takes to Sankirtan yagya, the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra, one does not have to perform any other yagya. See. But it doesn't mean if a guest comes, we don't serve him properly, or we don't pay respect to demigods or forefathers. It doesn't mean that, or to the sages. We should do that. That's normal etiquette. But besides doing Sankirtan Yagya, one doesn't have to do any other Yagya. Still, as a matter of, if it's a matter of tradition or social interaction, one has to perform, one performs, it's okay. But one doesn't have to if somebody is performing Sankirtan Yagya. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Narad Muni made a statement about the systematic performance of Bhagavad Dharma in connection with statements previously made by the 9 Yogendras before Maharaj Nimi. The sage Karbhajan Rishi explained the 4 incarnations of the 4 yogas. And at the end, in this verse, text 141, he explained the position of Krishna's pure devotee and how he is absolved of all the debts. And debts means if a normal, regular person, if he doesn't pay his debts, then he is implicated, then it is sin. Then he has to suffer the reactions. And also, because this is Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga means there is only one thing people worship, and that is money. And money is so sweet to somebody. People just borrow money, steal money, take money away, cheat people for money, and don't want to pay it back. Have no intention of even paying it back. And they think we can enjoy this money. But the problem is, there's so many witnesses to everything that we do and we think of, we say, there's so many witnesses. And if we don't fulfill our obligations, we are indebted. Just like here, we are indebted. We have to fulfill our obligations. Yes, if we do Sankirtan Yagya, if we take it up completely, yes, then we are not indebted. But in case of if we have cheated somebody out of money, if we have taken money or borrowed money with thinking that I will pay back, or we couldn't, or have not even thought of paying back, just want to take it, then we have to pay back sooner or later with interest, calculated by Chitragupta. See, people still try to find loophole in this. They say, suppose I've taken 1 lakh rupees from somebody and no intention of paying it back. So next life, I have to pay it back with interest. So they say, then God will give me so much of money that I can pay back with interest. And then, okay, rest of the money I can enjoy. Where is the guarantee of all this? Where is the guarantee that only next life I will pay back? Maybe it will be divided up in many lifetimes. Means many, many lifetimes of poverty I have to suffer. And it doesn't mean I have to pay back in money wise only. It may be I'll be contracting so many diseases that I'll be paying to the doctors and to the medical shop and this and that. Or maybe I'll go through so many court cases that I have to pay back. And definitely, we have to pay it back. Money is something that's never forgiven, unless the person who gave us the money, he forgives. But people don't think this way. It's just by hook or crook, just make money. And that's it. It's a very sad situation. And why there's so much of poverty everywhere, especially in India, we see so much of poverty. Why? It's because they have cheated sometimes, some lifetimes, somebody or many lifetimes, they have cheated people out of money. Now they have to go through this poverty situation. It's just like if I enjoy for one day and suffer for 1 month, would I want to do that? No. I enjoy for one life, cheating people out of money, and then suffer for so many lifetimes. But because we don't see that, we say, oh, kal kisne dekha? No, this is why the scriptures are there. Shastra Chakshusha. We have to see through the eyes of the scriptures. Vidhi dharma chadi bhaje Krishnera charan. Nishiddha papa chare tar kabhu nahi man. Although the pure devotee does not follow all the regulatory principles of Varnashram, he worships the lotus feet of Krishna. Therefore, he naturally has no tendency to commit sin. The Varnashram institution is planned in such a way that one will not commit sinful activities. Material existence continues due to sinful activity. When one acts sinfully in this life, he gets a suitable body for the next life. When one again acts sinfully, he takes on another material body. In this way, one is continuously under the influence of material nature. The living entity in material nature thus follows the ways of life, enjoying the three modes of material nature. This is due to his association with that material nature. Thus, he meets with good and evil among various species. Due to our association with the modes of material nature, we get different types of bodies, good and bad. One cannot be liberated from the cycle of birth and death, known as transmigration of the soul, unless one is completely freed from all sinful activities. The best process, therefore, is to take to Krishna consciousness. One cannot take to Krishna consciousness without being freed from all sinful activities. Naturally, one who is very serious about Krishna consciousness is freed from all sinful activity. Because, even the inclination to commit sin goes away. So much of purification is there. Consequently, a devotee is never inclined to commit sins. If one is pressured by the laws or obligations to give up sinful activity, one cannot do so. However, if one takes to Krishna consciousness, he can very easily give up all sinful activity. This is confirmed here. So that's why bhakti is so important. It's such a pure life one leads, and full of bliss, full of enjoyment, happiness. So that's why this is very powerful, very, very powerful process, bhakti yoga. Okay, I guess I can stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments. Okay, you all have a safe and wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Ram.